fourth grade at Boynton Elementary School in Boynton, Georgia. And I was in Miss Kellerhall's class. I was sitting at the front of the room, and there's a little school desk, and she was called out of the office, and then came back in and made the announcement to all the kids in the fourth grade. I was, a little bit young to know all the political and social ramifications of it, but one thing that I remember very specifically is how upset all the adults were. So, that quickly transfers to children and kids when they have a sense that the adults are devastated about something. We were all nervous. I've never seen our class that quiet before. Nobody said anything. Nobody knew what to say. But we knew our teachers were very upset about it. I think they were horrified that somebody had been able to kill our president, and unsettled because they didn't know politically and nationally what was going to happen. I'm thinking this as an adult now, that people thought that maybe our country would destabilize, or all kinds of maybe even international issues might come up because of this loss of the president. That's a hard one. It probably likely left me with uh, just a feeling that our politicians and are vulnerable and unsafe, and probably a feeling long term that most people are unsafe if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, um, and that our country sometimes doesn't handle things the right way. If somebody doesn't like you or like your politics, they just try to take your life instead of changing things the right way. Um, probably the same way. I think most likely the Secret Service changed every policy they ever had as far as protecting the president. Probably some people got fired that day, and probably forever changed the lives of future presidents, and what they were able to do and how close they were able to get to the public, how closely guarded they are now when they're out. Certainly they're not in open motorcades anymore. And I think it probably left our collective nature more skeptical politically, skeptical that we can keep our politicians and each other safe, and probably made us collectively aware that we have a tendency in our country. Say that again, Tyler. Sorry. Well, I'm sure it saw America differently. Kennedy was a popular president, popular personality. He had a lot of charisma for the country, and it probably, well, a couple things. Most likely, it just, like I said, even internationally, people more than ever understood that our country could respond to something in a very violent way. But at the same time, it probably showed the world that we could swear in the vice president, and our country would stay, stabilize and stay strong, and that we had a chain of command that uh, couldn't destabilize us or couldn't send us into chaos because there was a plan for the plan for the plan. Hopefully. I'm sure it has. As I grew older and heard things about it and read about it, and there's so many conspiracy theories about the assassination of JFK, and I probably understand the dynamics behind the event a little bit better as an adult. At the time, that when I was a child, just it was kind of a frightening thing to see adults frightened. Um, and then probably it's left me skeptical. You're never 100% sure that there's not a conspiracy. Although I don't tend to believe in conspiracies with the government, but I'm not. I would say that I'm 100% sure that there's not conspiracy. So bottom line is, I think I'm more skeptical as an adult. Mm, I don't think it has very much. I still think our country stands pretty strong in um, comparison to other countries and other governments. I think we've made a lot of mistakes, and um, have some things that we should be ashamed of as a nation, as a collective uh, population. But as it goes, it's still a good country, good place to live. Contains people with really good, strong characters.